Hello all of you. Today we will discuss some important question answers, or you have to go through the text quite carefully, and then I am going to give you some question answers, that is MCQ type question answers or short type question answers based on this chapter. You have to learn this for your final exam. Okay, you have to learn this for your further studies also. Okay, so the name of the chapter is Plants That Live on Insects. We have gone through this chapter in our early classes. So now take your copy and do these question answers. Do write these question answers in your copy. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. It is a very ordinary thing to hear of animals eating plants, but have you ever heard of plants setting trap for animals and then sucking them to death? I am going to read line by line, and then from where I am forming the question, I will give you the instruction. Okay, I will give you the instruction that from where I am going to form the question. It sounds very horrible, yet plants that set these traps are most interesting. And the creatures they catch are usually flies that we ourselves kill if we have the chance. So it is not so cruel. The author is trying to say that it is not so cruel, because we often kill a mosquito or flies or any kind of insects when we get the chance to kill them. Okay, so the first of you write down number 1, question number 1. Plants that live on insects usually kill. Plants that live on insects usually kill, put a dash and then write flies. Flies. The answer is flies. Okay. Okay, now next. 3 of these plants grow wild in British Isles. So this insectivorous plants, number 2, question number 2. Insectivorous plants grow wild in dash. Put dash, then write British Isles. British Isles, which is written here. Okay, you can see British Isles. They are usually found on the colder, boggy moorlands of Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. So, question number 3. Write down question number 3. Where we can find these insectivorous plants. Where we can find insectivorous plants. Write down the answer. In Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Answer is Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. In England, they are to be found, but only one of them, sundew, is common. So, next question, write down. In England, we can find an insectivorous plant named. We can find an insectivorous plant named, put a dash and then write sundew. Sundew. Got it? Now come to the next para. The leaves of the sundew form a rosette. So, the next question is, which I am giving to you. The leaves of sundew form. The leaves of sundew form. Put a dash and then write a rosette. A rosette. Pressed back upon the ground. Each leaf is round with rather a long stalk and is covered with club-shaped red hairs. So, the next question is, the stalk, the long stalk of the sundew, the long stalk of the sundew is covered with, the long stalk of the sundew is covered with, put a dash and write club-shaped red hairs. Club-shaped red hairs. So the answer is club-shaped red hairs. You got my point? That while I am reading the text, I am forming or framing some questions. You have to write down these questions, okay? You write down for your further study of this chapter, okay? So, carry on. There are about 200 hairs on each leaf. Write down the next question. Each leaf of sundew. On each leaf of sundew, there are hairs, put a dash, about 200. After dash, you have to write about 200s, right? Okay. And at the end of each is a bright yellow glistening drop, which looks like dew and gives the plant its name. From the center of the rosette, a flower stalk rises in summer, and it is those plants which catch the most flies that make most flowers and seeds. The leaves with their red hairs are the fly traps. So, our next question forms from here. You write down. So, from this line, we are forming our next question. The leaves of sundew with their red hairs are the, put a dash and then write fly traps. Fly traps. The glistening drops attract insects in search of nectar. So, the next question is, the glistening drops attract insects in search of dash. The glistening drops attract insects in search of dash. Write down nectar in answer. Write down nectar as your answer. Okay. But when they alight, they find the yellow drops so sticky that they cannot get away. So, the flies cannot get away. Next question. The flies cannot get away because of the sticky glistening drops. In the dash, you have to write sticky glistening drop. Next, they may struggle, but in doing so, they touch more red hairs and get more entangled. The wonderful thing about these hairs is that if rain or sand falls upon them, they do not move. Yet when anything fit for food touches them, they begin to curl over and pin it down. So our next question. In our next question, you have to write, if food touches them, if food touches to the sundew leaf, they begin to curl over and pin it down. They begin to curl over and dash. And in dash, you have to write, pin it down. Okay. Sometimes we wonder whether plants can feel and whether they can send messages from one part to another, as we can along our nerves. Certainly, it is very difficult to understand why all the tentacles of the sundew leaf curl over towards the prisoner. Whether the fly has touched them or not, yet, this is what happens. The poor fly is suffocated by these hairs. So this line is important. The poor fly, the fly. Write down in question. The fly get into the sundew and suffocated by these dash hairs. In dash you have to write hairs, okay? And the juice which they pour over it. It takes about 2 days for the sundew to digest a fly. Write down our next question. Sundew takes time to digest a fly. Sundew takes time to digest a fly. Put a dash and then write. So the question I am repeating. The sundew takes time to digest a fly. Put a dash and then write 2 days. Okay. And when the tentacles open out once more, all that remains are the dry wings and skin. So write down the next question. When the tentacles open of the sundew, the remaining parts are put a dash and write the dry wings and skin of the fly. The leaf too is dry for a short time, so that wind and rain can clear away the remains before the leaf sits about attracting another fly. So go to the next page. 1 minute. Give me a minute. Okay. Come to the next page. The Venus flytrap is a North American plant. So the next question, write down. The North American insectivorous plant's name is. The North American insectivorous plant's name is Venus flytrap. Venus flytrap. Okay. Venus flytrap is the answer, which is similar to sundew. So the similar insectivorous plant like sundew is, put a dash and then write Venus flytrap. Okay, this is the next question. So questions may come in different way. Okay. We can form various kinds of questions from a single line. The leaves are arranged in a similar rosette, but each one consists of 2 semicircles fringed with sharp teeth at the end of a flattened stalk. In the center of each half, there are 3 more bristles. As soon as an insect touches one of those bristles, the 2 halves of the leaf snap together like a trap and enclose it. So, we can form another question from here. When the 2 halves of the leaf snap together. When the 2 halves of the leaf snap together like a trap. So, the answer is when an insect touches the bristles. So, the answer is when an insect touches the bristles. If we visit Kew or any other botanical garden with hot houses, we shall see not only sundew growing, but some other insectivorous plants called pitcher plants. So, the next question is, name another insectivorous plants. Name another insectivorous plant. So the name is, or the answer is, pitcher plant. Okay. These plants come from North America and Madagascar. Each plant bears perhaps 2 dozen pitchers. So in a pitcher plant, how many pitchers we can find? Our next question is, in a peacher plant, how many peaches we can find? So the answer is about 2 dozen peaches. Got it? Next, each of which reminds us somewhat of a Dutchman's pipe. So the peacher of the peacher plant. The next question, write down. The peacher of the peacher plant looks like, put a dash and write Dutchman's pipe, like Dutchman's pipe. The bowl is formed from part of the leaf and rises from the end of a long drooping stem, while a small leaf-like lid protects the opening at the top from rain. So come to the next page. The peacher is streaked with red and green and is very attractive, but insects on the lookout for nectar are attracted by quantities of the sweet liquid which they find on the outside of the peacher and at the top round the rim. Once at the top, curious insects peer inside and see more nectar on the sides of the peacher. In their greed, they climb down towards it. So, the next question we can form, the insects climb down the peacher in search of, put a dash, nectar. Okay? Nothing stops them. The peacher is certainly lined with long hairs, but they all point downwards and assist the fly in reaching the nectar. So the next question is, all the hairs of the peacher plant are downwards. Put a dash and write downwards. Okay. He struggles to climb and now finds that the sides of the peacher are very slippery. At last, in his struggle to climb, he slips and falls down to the bottom of the peacher into the water which has collected there. This is no ordinary water. It is acid and very like. So, the next question you can write. So, in our next question you can write, the juice of the peacher plant is dash in nature. The answer is acidic in nature. Okay. The juice in our stomachs which digest our food. So the poor fly is drowned and digested, and his juice goes to feed the peacher plant. We usually find insectivorous plants growing where the soil is very poor and especially lacking in that kind of manure which we call nitrates. So, in our next question, you can write, the peacher plants are lacking in the kind of manure dash nitrate. Put a dash and then write nitrates. Some of them can live without the insects, but they do not flourish, for the insects provide them with the nitrate food which is missing from the soil. If these plants lived entirely upon the insects or could not live without them, we should call them parasites. There are many such plants, but they are not plants which set traps for insects. And if they do live on animal food, they usually wait until the animals are dead. Okay, so you have to read this from EVM Knight's The Golden Nature Readers. So from where the text has been taken, so you have to write down this name. Okay, so up to here we are ending today's class. Okay, thank you.